Welcome. How do I connect the ST600 series frequency inverters correctly? In this video, you will receive detailed instructions on the most important terminals, connections and functions. The R, S and T terminals are connected to the three phases of the input voltage on the 400-volt frequency inverter. An external braking resistor can optionally be connected to the plus and PB terminals. The corresponding resistance and power data can be found in the operating instructions or simply under accessories for the inverter on the Sourcetronic website. The three-phase motor is connected to terminals U, V and W. The protective conductors of the supply cable and the cable to the motor are connected to the protective conductor screws. Terminals R01A, R01B and R01C are the connections for relay output 1. There is a normally open contact between R01A and R01C and a normally closed contact between R01B and R01C. The function of the relay can be easily selected via a parameter. R02A, R02B and R02C are analog connections for relay output 2. Terminals HDO and Y1 are the digital outputs. HDO switches internally through to COM, while Y1 switches internally through to CME if these become active. Both outputs are therefore negative switching. The HDO terminal can also be used as a pulse output up to 50 kHz, the Y1 terminal up to 1 kHz for analog signals. S1 to S4, as well as HDIA and HDIB, are the digital inputs. They can be assigned many functions via parameters. On delivery, the inputs become active when they are connected to the plus 24-volt terminal. If, for example, S1 is connected to plus 24 volt and the terminals are configured as a control source, the inverter starts. The inputs can also be switched active with COM instead if the jumper is connected between the PW and plus 24-volt terminals. If the jumper is removed, the potential of the digital inputs is determined by the PW terminal if an external 24-volt power supply is to be used. AI1 and AI2 are the analog inputs and can be used, for example, for the frequency setting or as a feedback variable for the integrated PID controller. Whether 0 to 10 volt or 0 to 20 milliamperes or 4 to 20 milliamperes is used as an analog signal at AI1 is set via the corresponding parameter. The plus 10 volt and GND terminals are used here as the power supply and reference potential. If you want to use the 24 volt terminal, for example for a 4 to 20 milliamperes pressure sensor, a bridge from COM to GND must be used. A01 is the analog output via which, for example, the actual frequency or the motor current can be output. The reference potential is GND. The associated switch SW2 can be used to switch between 0 to 10 volt or 0 to 20 milliamperes or 4 to 20 milliamperes output signal. Terminals 485 plus and 485 minus are the connections for the serial RS485 interface with Modbus RTU protocol. The wires of the ST software bundle and the ST app bundle are also connected here. You will be interested to know that once a parameterization has been created, simply transferring it from one control panel to any other ST600 inverter with the same control panel version makes parameterization considerably easier.